All right, still journalist hangout. If you just joined us, I still have GKB right here with us and Mujib Jami. So straight to our next conversation. A shadow government is an unofficial structure that seeks to mirror or rival a sitting administration, often without constitutional backing. This appears to be alien to Nigeria. As such, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has declared attempt by Professor Utomi to form such a body as unlawful, illegal, and a danger to democracy. The court ruled in favor of the Department of State Services DSS, which argued that Utomi's shadow government has no basis in law and could destabilize governance. All right, gentlemen, let's begin from what happened in court. I mean, what were the things considered by the court before declaring, the shadow government as unlawful and illegal?
There's nothing like shadow government in our constitution. So that's all they need to do. They don't need any long grammar. The shadow government system, if I can call it that, goes primarily with the parliamentary system.
Yeah. And we practice presidential.
And we are practicing presidential system. So those who want to smuggle it in are looking for relevance. When they could not win, and they could not get the opposition to do what they want to create what they call the alternative governments. And most governments anywhere in the world will stand for that. In fact, I have to give kudos to the DSS for going through the court system. Because something like this, somebody in some countries, you will be picked up, and you will not be heard of from again. In some countries that practice this kind of our system, because they just assume you cannot be a professor and you don't know the law, that this is not something allowed by the Constitution. But the DSS, in their humane nature, decided that you go to court and get a legal interpretation. Because even my 13-year-old child knows that you cannot build something on nothing.
Okay.
It's not done anywhere in the world. So that's the basis. Going to court is basically the DSS way of making sure that they follow the rule of the law. Because this was to be based solely on security reports. People like Utomi will be a guest of the federal government by now.
I mean, looking at what he said, do you think the DSS was proactive to go to court to stop, the shadow government by Professor Utomi?
Well, Dr. Utomi, on purpose, on May 14, announced that he's setting up a shadow cabinet that will profile some policy alternatives to the Tinubu administration. I mean, it's like a parallel government. I think our Obafemi Awolowo tried the same thing way back then.
In a parliamentary system.
In a parliamentary system.
Parliamentary system.
And even at that, we knew where he ended. I mean, he was labeled a traitor. I mean, he was jailed for treasonable felony. This is akin to treasonable felony. Yes, because it's like you are trying to bring the people against a government. And that's what Justice James Omotosho said in his judgment, saying that it is alien to our constitution, and that what Utomi is trying to do is alien to our constitution, and that just like GKB said, we run a presidential system of government, just like in the US is presidential. So in UK and Canada, it is parliamentary.
Even India.
And India. So we don't run that type of government in Nigeria. So he first announced, he muted the idea on May 14, and in July, he now said he's appointing those who will form the, I said, no, before this thing gets, before his ant cheek gets to the elbow, the DSS quickly went to a court. I think people are taking advantage of the fact that we run a democratic system. Was Utomi not alive when Abacha was there? Or why didn't he set up a parallel government? Or even why didn't he set up a parallel government under Obasanjo? Obasanjo didn't have time for DSS. He will go after you directly. So people are taking advantage of the fact that we have a president who is a Democrat and believes in the rule of law. And I think people shouldn't take that for granted. The same way the likes of Showore will wake up one day and say the president is a criminal. And DSS will be writing him to pull it down and will be grandstanding. I think we should know where our democratic rights start and ends in this country. We should not take liberty for license. We should not do things that would deliberately inflame this country. Because some people might want to hide under that, yes, and we need an alternative. But if you want an alternative, wait till 2027, go and run for election or mobilize people against the government, let them vote the person. That's why we have a 4-year tenure. If they don't want Tinubu, if you don't want him, vote him out 2027. If you have the votes. If you have the votes. If you have the votes, not for you to say you want to go and run a parallel government. So you told me to calm down and probably face his pan-Atlantic speak English there.
You don't think that this ruling could set a precedent that discourages, opposition parties or civil societies from critiquing the policies of government?
What he was trying to do was not criticize the government. Everybody does that every day. There are nothing less than 300, 400 TV stations in Nigeria. Half of them does nothing but criticize the government. That's their daily fare. They go on TV with ties and everything only for to criticize government. So there's always room to do that. We do not form a parallel government.
Criticize and, bring out alternatives. Again,
you can organize a seminar. You can do a position paper that is against the one for government. You are doing as an individual, or remember there was a time people were called patriots.
You can even organize protests.
Yeah.
The revolution now, they have been doing their thing. Every slight opportunity, they will march on the streets, and after some time, they will go and see
Remember the group called the Patriots. Some of the most brilliant people who have served this country well.
Yeah.
They call the Patriots, and every once in a while, they have a position paper to counter whatever government is doing. Nobody called them terrorists or subversives. They know they are doing their patriotic duty within the confines of the law. But if you now have a shadow foreign minister, what will you expect to say about what happened now? Or a shadow minister for information? What will he say about what Idris has said? Is he going to counter it? Are they going to now use it basically to take it to foreign stations and say the shadow minister, however, contradicted the official position of government? You understand? You are creating a parallel government that is not only dangerous, is capable of bringing down the government. So that's the danger. And like I said, it's the humane part of DSS that we are working with now. Because in our recent past, like some people I don't want to mention their names, who are also democratically elected presidents. Mr. Utomi will be eating where cooked they were, somewhere. As courtesy of the federal government.
I mean, one of the things the DSS said when this matter came up, they said that a shadow government could stimulate other secessionist groups to
yes, especially that's the point. That's the point we are making here. That Utomi should either, if he thinks he has more time, he should spend it in his pan-Atlantic University and take more lectures. Take more classes, or he should return to his Utomi gang on television. Because rather, he should use his time for better things. Not
join a political party.
Join a political party.
Yeah,
you can go to Labour. You can come to APC and challenge the government. There's a 4-year tenure. That's why we have a tenure. It's not a monarchy where somebody rules forever. So, if you are not okay with the way the country is being run, you can write letters like Obasanjo has been doing, but he has not written for some time. So rather than saying you want to form a shadow government, I mean, if it continues, now it will be running foul of the law because the court has ruled against it now. It has been outlawed.
Okay, so for people who might be defending, this time say, oh, We used to have shadow cabinet in the UK, in New Zealand, Australia.
Those who are not.
They are running parliamentary.
They are running a parliamentary.
We are running presidential. There is no room for shadow government in presidential.
That's what makes Nigeria.
And he should know better because he has a PhD in political science.
Yeah, political economics or something.
I'm being careful about the use of.
All right, gentlemen. All right, gentlemen. Let's move.